Welcome to Engineers Academy. Subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to receive the notification for the upcoming videos. In today's lesson, we are going to learn some other functions, some important functions regarding arrays. So the first function that I am going to explain is the sort function. So let me generate an array. Let's suppose I generate a matrix with range I function. So let's suppose if I have this A matrix, and I want to use sort function. So let me write sort of B, and if I write sort of A is equal to sort of A. So now as we see that, what sort function does is that it arranges column wise elements in the ascending order. So in this column it has arranged the elements in the ascending order 1, 3, 6 and 7. Similarly in this 4, 4, 7 and 8 and so on. So sort function arranges all the column wise elements in the ascending order. Now then there is another function, that is the absolute function. So let's suppose if I have another function x, let's suppose I have an array x and I have, now if I take the absolute of x, so let me store it in S and I write absolute of x. So what it will do, it will take the absolute of each element. So the absolute of -1 is 1, the absolute of -3 is 3. Then there is another function in MATLAB, that is the normal function. So if I want to find the magnitude of an array, let's suppose if I want to find the magnitude of this S matrix. So while studying physics, we have learned that how to find the magnitude of an array or a vector. So to find the magnitude of a vector in physics, we used to take square of each element of an array and then we used to sum all those elements. So let me do it. So let's suppose if I write magnitude of S, so it will be equal to norm of S. So this is the magnitude of this S matrix 3.7417. Now if I do it manually, so how I can do it manually? I can do it like this. Let's suppose I say magnitude of S, so I will write sum of 1 square, 2 square and 3 square. And then I need to take the square root of this magnitude of S. So if I write magnitude of S is equal to magnitude, I will write square root and then I will write magnitude of S. So now we have the same answer, 3.7417, 3.7417. We can do these two steps in one line as well. So let's suppose if I do it again, let's suppose this time I write T for the magnitude. So let's suppose now I want to store the magnitude in T. So how to do it in one line? So I will write square root, then I will write sum, then I will write 1 square, 2 square and 3 square. Now I will close square brackets, then round brackets, then again another round bracket. So to find the magnitude of a given array, we can do it in like this in one line, but in MATLAB there is a direct function, non-function available, so we can use normal function with instead of doing this. Now I will introduce the multi-dimensional array. So far we have learnt about one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array. So now we will learn how to create three-dimensional array. So what is meant by three-dimensional arrays? Let's suppose if I take the example of a book. So a book always has only one name, that is, it is always represented by one name, and it has many number of pages, and each page is if we consider each page as an array, so each page is placed one above each other, and all those pages have only one name. So we can consider the multi-dimensional arrays as like this. Let's suppose if I have one 3x3 matrix, and then I keep one another matrix above it, and then I keep one another matrix above it, like a pile of book we can say, or pile of pages we can say. So let's suppose I want to generate a 3-dimensional matrix. So what I will do? Now let's suppose if I have this A matrix, I have this 3x3 A matrix. So now if I want to add another page to this A matrix, so what I can do, I can write A, and then I will write all rows, all columns, and then second page to it. So if I will write this, I will write rand I want to generate another page, another matrix over this existing matrix A. So what I will do, I will write. So now as we can see that what is the result? The result is like this: A, all rows, all columns, and this is the one dimension. This is the first page, and then A, all rows, all columns, and this is the second page. So now if I want to access this 5, and this 5 is on the second page, so how I can access? I will write in the second row and third column on the second page. So if I write A, second row, third column, and second page, so it says that at this location, at this address, an element 5 is there. So let's suppose if I want to add one another array to this A matrix, let's suppose I want to create third page or third array. So what I will do, I will write A, all rows, all columns, and then I will write 3. And then what I can do, I can generate random matrix between 1 and 10, and I will create 3x3. So now if I write A, so now the result is like this. So I have first page, second page, and third page. So now let's suppose if I want to access the column of the third page, this column of this page. So what I will do, I will write A, all rows, and the third column of third page. Now if we want to extract or write the address of this third column in the second page, so now if I want to extract this 10, 5, and 2, this third column on the second page of A matrix, so what I will do, I will write A, and that is all rows and third column, and then I will write which page? Second page. So now we have extracted 10, 5, and 2. Now let's suppose if I want to extract 5 and 2 element, only 5 and 2 on page number 2. So what I will do, I will write A. This time I will write rows as well. So 5 and 2 are row number 1 and row number 2. So what I will do, I will write 1 to 2, then space, then I will write the column number. So second, after comma, I will write the column number. So what is the column number? So the column number is 2, and then I will write the page number. So the page number is also 2. So now we have extracted 5 and 2 from the second page of A. There is another function to create a 3-dimensional array, and that function is called cat function. So let me use this cat function. So let's suppose if I have this A matrix and this B matrix, and let's suppose I want I write C is equal to K8 and I write 1 A and B. So what this command will do, it will place the B matrix below A matrix and it will combine these two matrices into one matrix. So what is the result? So it has placed the B matrix below the A matrix. So instead of this instruction, if we wrote this Z is equal to A and semicolon B. So these two instructions will have the same result. So we learned this in the previous lessons, that if I want to add B matrix to A matrix, one above each other, so what I will do, I will write A and then I will write semicolon and then B, and if I write K8, 1 A and B, so these two will have the same result. Now let's suppose if I write K8 and instead of 1 I write 2. So now this command will be equal to this A comma B that we have learned also, A comma B. So what this command will do, it will place the B matrix along with the A matrix. So it will add B matrix in the rows of A matrix. So let's try it. So if I try this, so now we can see the result. So now from these two examples we can say that 1, when we write 1, so what will happen, the later matrix, the second matrix will be added to the first matrix and it will be placed below the first matrix. And now if I write 2AB, so what will happen, the second matrix will be added to the first matrix and the B matrix will be placed towards the right of the first matrix. That is, the B matrix will be added to the rows of A matrix. Now let's suppose if I write CK3, if I write like this, so now it will create a three-dimensional matrix. Now we can see that it has the same result as we have used in the previous method. So now if I write 3AB, so now it's a three-dimensional matrix. This is the A matrix and this is the B matrix. So if I want to add another matrix to it, so now I can write C colon comma colon and then I will write third page. So if I want to add third page and I write rand I and I write, let's suppose I write 8 and I will enter the same order. So if I will write 3, so now we have placed another third page. So if we have let's suppose 5 matrices and if we want to concatenate them, if we want to place one above each other, let's suppose we have this A matrix, we have this B matrix, and let's suppose I have this C matrix. C matrix is a three-dimensional array and A and B are only two-dimensional arrays. So now if I want to place all these three matrices one above each other, so what I can do, I can write, let's suppose I want to store them in Z matrix, so I will write Z K8 3, then I will write A, B and C. So now as we can see that Z have how much pages? 1. First page contains the A matrix, second page contains the B matrix, third page contains the first page of C matrix, and the fourth page contains the second page of C matrix, and so on. So now as a whole we have 5 pages, because in C we had 3 pages and in A we have 1 page and in B we have 2 pages. So as a result we have 5 pages in Z matrix. And now if I write the size of Z, let's suppose if I write size of Z, so the size of Z is 3 cross 3 cross 5. So now in this way we can create three-dimensional arrays. Some of you will wonder that what's the need of three-dimensional arrays. So sometimes in engineering, when we perform some experiment and we have some experiment data or some iterative data, if I perform some experiment and again and I want to place all those results in only one matrix, so I will keep them in a three-dimensional matrix. So this is one of the example for using the multi-dimensional matrix in your practical life. Let's do some more practice for the cat function. So let's suppose if I have this A, if I have this B variable, this B array, and if I have this C array. So if I write cat and I want to store them in, let's suppose Z. So if I write cat and if I write 1, if I write 1 A comma B comma C, so B and C matrices will be placed below the A matrices. So the B and C matrices will be added to the columns of A matrix. So it will not create the three-dimensional array. So keep in mind that this one is the direction of adding, of combining all those three matrices. So if I press enter, so this command has added the first matrix, second matrix, and third matrix column wise. So now if I write this again, if I write Z is equal to 2ABC, so now all these three arrays will be added one beside each other. So the B and C arrays will be added to the A matrix in the second direction. So this is the second direction. The positive X direction is the second direction, negative Y direction is the first direction. And now if I write Z and if I write 3, so now it will create a three-dimensional array of 3 pages, and A will be the first page, B will be at the second page, and C will be at the second page. And similarly, if we have if I write here rand I, instead of creating another array, I can create it directly here. If I write, let's suppose 8 and I write 2, the order should be same. Keep in mind, because I have given you the example of a book, so a book will have the same pages always. It is not possible that a book will have some larger pages and some smaller pages. So keep in mind that while using cat functions, all these arrays will have the same order. That is the number of rows and the number of columns will remain the same. Otherwise, it will give error. So now what I have done is that I have created a three-dimensional array. On page number 1 I have the A matrix, on page number 2 I have B, and page number 3 I have C, and page number 4 I have random matrix that I have created in this instruction. So I hope you people have learned this creating this three-dimensional array. I think it's enough for this lesson. One thing I need to tell you people, that keep practicing all these instructions and functions that I am telling, and I have told you that I am doing all this from the textbook Introduction to MATLAB for Engineers by William J. Fong. So I will give the link to that book in the description, so you people can download the book for yourself and can do practice. Practice will make you perfect. So do practice and keep watching my channel.